How many times have you been having a conversation with someone and you realize that you don't even remember their name or other important aspects of the conversation? If you're anything like me, this has probably happened countless times, and it causes some pretty awkward situations. So I'd like to offer some tips on how this can be avoided. Effective listening is key to our success in life, school, work, and other things. And in this speech, I'd like to share with you a few ways that I've found effective listening has improved my life and made me more successful. What do you think would happen if we couldn't hear? Especially in school, we are required to listen if we want to succeed. Listening helps us learn more and can help us make an impression on a professor so that maybe they'll give us a better grade in a situation where we didn't do as well as we intended. BlinnLearning.com defines active listening as a particular communication technique that requires the listener to provide feedback on what he or she hears to the speaker by way of restating or paraphrasing what they have heard in their own words. So if your professor asks you a question, just answer it. You have nothing to lose, and you can learn a lot from the situation and improve your communication skills. Effective listening is key to the social aspects of our lives. In the article, The Benefits of Being a Great Listener, the author states that effective listening can cause improved relationships and cooperation, problem solving, a cooler head, boosted confidence, and briefer conversations. Communication can be frustrating at times, but think about the benefits of effective listening in those situations where you're having a long drawn out conversation just because one of you didn't hear the other correctly or something like that, especially in friendships or intimate relationships. So why do you think these benefits are so hard to achieve? The truth is there are many barriers to effective listening. One of these is selective attention, which our textbook Communication Matters defines as listening only to what one wants to hear and ignoring the rest. Not only is this harmful in things like work and school, but it's disastrous in relationships, whether they're intimate or just friendships. Selective attention can be an effective tool in some situations where there's just too much information to listen to all of it and understand it all. So if you use selective attention in the right situations, you can actually benefit from it. Another thing is it can be super frustrating when someone competitively interrupts. And Communication Matters defines competitive interruption as interrupting to take control of the conversation. So this can be frustrating, but I would encourage you to pay attention to yourself and see if you do it sometimes. And I think you'll figure out that you do, and it's something that we can improve on to become more competent communicators. Knowing this, we should be striving to be more effective listeners. We just have to want to improve and avoid these barriers and be high self-monitors, which allows us to know when we need to make improvements on ourselves or take suggestions from other people. It's difficult to be an effective listener. You can basically say goodbye to multitasking because it's distracting to you, the listener, and the person who's speaking. Jack Zinger and Joseph Folkman in the article What Great Listeners Actually Do say that we should practice being able to repeat what others have said practically word for word. This is almost impossible, but I think if we try to do it, we can become more effective listeners, and maybe someday we'll even be able to repeat it back word for word, but just the practice helps you know what someone's saying better and be able to reply better. So also be aware of what's happening around you. So put away your phone and listen to people whenever they're talking to you or just talking to someone else. You can learn a lot of things from other people, and I suggest listening up so that you can become smarter and also be a better communicator. So I hope I've informed you of some ways to become a more effective listener, and those are just some of the ways that I've found work for me, so I hope that they can work for you. Effective listening is so important to being a competent communicator and finding success in life, school, work, and other things. Without it, we cannot be successful and I really encourage you to practice. So listen to the people around you, regardless of their status, and you will learn valuable lessons and develop stronger relationships, I promise.